Who are you?
Just a guy. Just a guy.
At the time, Ramirez was certainly a guy attracting a lot of attention. Since his arrival at the San Francisco jail, women from around the country, including one of the female jurors who had found him guilty in Los Angeles, had been flocking to the San Francisco facility, even fighting with each other over Richard's affections.
I have friends. That is all I care to say, really. They are open-minded people.
And it was
What's up, everybody? How's it going? This is Tom McCaffrey. Thanks for watching. Please like this video if you like it, and like it if you don't like it, and subscribe down here. Okay, so today I'm going to be talking about the Night Stalker, the Richard Ramirez serial killer guy, true crime. Because I just watched the documentary about him, and I've been sort of there's been a lot of documentaries about him, and he's been kind of ubiquitous in pop culture ever since I was a kid, and I didn't really know much about him. But one thing that always fascinated me about, first of all, one thing that fascinates me about the whole true crime serial killer genre, whatever, is just how, as a society, we are obsessed with it. And I guess I understand it, but it's kind of interesting, but it's also kind of creepy that, but I guess it's kind of like the equivalent of watching a horror movie. There's something cathartic about watching a horror movie and getting scared, so you kind of like can get that out of your system, because I think there is part of your psyche that needs to have your fear engaged. And I think the fact that there will be these people that actually exist is kind of terrifying. They're just kind of around you. But so there's a few things. So, just looking at that clip, and I think it's funny. The first thing he says is that, he sets up this interview. He kind of, wants to be famous and regarded and, held in high esteem for doing this thing. And the guy's like, so who are you? And he's like, I'm just a guy. It's like, really, that you're just a guy? Like, I didn't get that vibe from you, that you're just a guy. Like, if you're just a guy, then we're really in trouble. I'm just a regular dude. I want people to know that I'm just a regular guy. I just go out, I would just go out and find people and stalk them and shoot them in the face, and then decapitate them, just like a normal guy would do. And then I think it's one thing that was kind of one of the interesting details of his case. The phenomenon was how he was sought after by a lot of, like, he had a lot of female fans, like, he had groupies. They would go to the trial and just to see him, like he was some big celebrity. And it's just so funny that it just kind of speaks volumes about women. I guess you could argue not all women are like that, but it's just funny that there's some women out there. It's just like, who is this guy? Like, hey, there's this guy, and he would break into old people's houses and women's houses at night and shoot them in the face after torturing. Like, and the women are like, I'm listening. Like, I guarantee the women who went to go see him in trial probably dated, meeting dudes who had jobs and wanted to, like, take them out to dinner. And they're like, not interested. Oh, God, what a geek. Who is this guy? He's gonna go to death row. All right, mama. So, and one of the women who became obsessed with him was on the jury that convicted him. I just think that's so funny. Like, so you think he did murder all the people? Because some women, I think, they're like, he didn't do it. He didn't do it. It's not true. I know that he admitted to doing it, but he didn't do it. But there's one woman who's basically like, yeah, no, I think he did it. But yeah, I'm really into him. I think he's really hot. But then, so anyway, one thing that always fascinated me about that story was he got married to some woman while he was on death row, Richard Ramirez. And then it came out, I saw an interview with her in the documentary that he was cheating on her on death row. I don't know how but they don't really go into that. But I don't know how it's amazing to me that, like, someone could be on death row and is, like, playing the field, like, is dating more than one woman. How? You know how hard it is to like just meeting a woman in the world is like hard enough. This guy was on death row and somehow meeting chicks, more than one. He had like options. And where was he meeting them? This was before social media and before dating apps. He just like, what was he going to prison mixers? I guess they just thought he was really hot and they were just, writing him or so. Anyway, he was cheating on the woman he married, and then she found out, and then like I guess divorced him, and then she in the interviews she said she was shocked when she found out that he was cheating, and I'm like, really? You were shocked to find out Night Stalker wasn't being faithful to you in your marriage? Really, there were no red flags early on with Night Stalker that maybe he wasn't marriage material? I was shocked. This guy who's on death row for murdering people, apparently he wasn't being completely transparent and honest. Her talking to her friends. Hey, remember that guy I married last month, Night Stalker? Who was that? The guy he's on death row for shooting all the old people in the face. Oh yeah, him. Yeah, get this. Guess what I just found out? Apparently he's been seeing people behind my back on death row. It's like, I finally meet this great, funny guy with great hair, and he turns out who's on death row for murdering people. He turns out to be a total liar. More like the night creep. What a jerk. You can't trust them. They're all the same. That's the last time I did a Capricorn. I guess I'm gonna have to do more research next time. Everyone warned me not to, marry that guy who killed all those people and who's on death row. But I wouldn't listen. The heart wants what it wants. And then she's like, yeah, it's all right. I'm getting back out there. I'm going to some more prison mixers. I just started dating this other guy. Hopefully he's not a creep. His name's the Afternoon Strangler. I just hope he doesn't turn out to be a total liar. Phony creep. So yeah, that was so funny. He told me he was just a normal guy. The other thing I think is funny that they talk about in this documentary is when they finally, first of all, this was back in the day where they had no way to find serial killers, like the 70s, 80s were just, if you were a serial killer before like 1983, it's just, you just had free reign of murdering. The police had no way to find anyone. It's amazing to me that they ever caught anyone before 1983. There was like no cameras. Like the only way they would catch people is like, someone would see them, in the dark or somewhere, and they'd be like, can you tell us what he looked like? And then they would just draw like a cartoon of the person, and then they'd hang it up. Just a cartoon. Didn't really, like, hey, have you seen this guy? Who? This guy? Have you seen him? That's not a person. That's a cartoon you drew. Yeah, well, look out for some cartoons. Okay, I'm not good at, transferring cartoons into real people. But so anyway, they had this police sketch. Oh no, this is what they had. They finally found out who he was, and they put his photo in the paper. I guess this is in LA, and he was coming back to LA, and right when he got back, people started recognizing him. Like, I guess they'd seen his picture in the paper, and when they saw him like at the bus station or on the street, they all recognized him, and started, attacking him, and which I think is unbelievable, because like, I know that they had a real picture of him, but I don't know how, like, I've seen so many people's pictures in the paper. There is no way if I saw someone's picture in the paper for 5 seconds and then I saw them like an hour later on the street, I just would not put two and two together. I think it's amazing that everyone was like, oh yeah, there's the picture of there's the picture I saw for 1 second. Oh, and there he is over there. I've seen actors in movies, and who were in a lot of movies that I've seen a lot, and I'm like, who's that? Is that the person from that? Like, I was watching Stranger Things, and there's some actress who's in it who was on like Mad Men, who actually I went to high school with. you know, like I've seen her in movies and TV, and then like someone told me that that was her, and I was like, really, that's her? I didn't recognize her. And like I had seen her in, you know, I went to school with her. I had seen her in TV shows. I didn't recognize her in the other thing. I just can't imagine like I could see her right now outside. I wouldn't recognize her. These people are like, oh, I saw a picture for 1 second, yeah, and I was like, that's him. So that, and then the other thing is, you know, he didn't give himself the name the Night Stalker. The media gave him that name, and which this was always the thing that annoyed me about serial killers is they always gave them cool names, you know, like Boston Strangler, you know, the Night Stalker, Son of Sam. I guess he called himself Son of Sam. There was another one I can't think of, you know, the Slasher, and it's sort of like, you know, why are they, because they're just kind of feeding into the person's ego. That's what they want. They want to be like famous for being kind of this badass cool thing. And so I think what the police should do, they should, you know, when they brand them a name, they should give them an embarrassing name that would be humiliating, you know, like instead of the Night Stalker, like, all right, we're currently on the lookout for the 1-inch penis serial killer. We're currently on the lookout for the Craps' Pants Strangler. The lactose intolerant murderer. Yeah, we're looking for him right now. The still lives with it in his mom's basement. Slasher. The son of Trump. We're looking for him. What? Fuck, what is this? Because then they get mad and they turn themselves in. Wait, this is bullshit. I don't have 1-inch penis. I'll prove it. Like, all right, come in and prove it. All right, we got him. So yeah, that was pretty funny. Also, you know, when they interview him and they talk about he was like really into Satan and he got obsessed with like being one of Satan's servants, you know, and like he like during the trial. Firstly, he was doing you know, he wasn't a very good he wasn't a very good defendant. I'm sure the lawyer was just so fun, like kicking himself every day, like because he would show up wearing sunglasses with like his fingernails long and painted black, and he would like scream at the judge, and he you know, he would have a pentagram on his hand and like flash it to the jury, and you know the lawyer's got to be like, yeah, can you not do that? That's not helping your reputation. Like, yeah, can you not come in and you know, start screaming about the devil and how you worship the devil and you're one of Satan's servants? Yeah, could you maybe cut your hair too, and you know, just get rid of the pentagram. Or if you have a pentagram in your hands, just don't show that to the jury. That's not gonna help. And but I think it's funny when you hear about these people that like openly embrace Satan. You know, like they're Satanists, because it's like I understand like, you know, being religious, you know, about God and Jesus, and you know the story about going to heaven, because I mean, you know, that's eternal bliss, but for hell, it's basically they're telling you up front, like, oh, when you die, you're just going to be getting, you know, raped by the devil for eternity, and people are like, sign me up. I'm listening. Okay, yeah. So hellfire, and I'm going to be burning and having my skin torn off with hooks and being sodomized by demons. Yeah, all right. Yeah, I'm in. Like, just I love how that just sounds appealing to someone. Those people who like, you know, dedicate their lives to Satan, you know, and you know that they buy into the whole, you know, afterlife of, you know, eternal hell and fire and damnation. I wonder if they're pissed if they go to heaven. You know, like if the Night Stalker died and by some weird thing, because you know, who knows what the actual rules are about, you know, going to heaven or hell. Like, you know, maybe there's just a bunch of loopholes. Maybe you get there and God's just like, no, it doesn't matter. I don't care. Yeah. The people you killed, yeah, I didn't like them. I was cool with that. I just didn't want you to eat pork. That was it. Like, you find out those are the rules. Fuck. And then, but I wonder if he's pissed. Like, what is this bullshit? Now I have to live on a cloud forever and in paradise and bliss. Pfft, bullshit. Can I talk to the manager? I want to go to the other place. Isn't there, you know, I thought there was someone with like a barbed wire dick that I had to blow for like 50 years straight. No, now I just get everything I want. It's just bull. Imagine like imagine that happened if, you know, what I said was right. There's that there isn't even a hell. Everyone just kind of goes to heaven, you know, like maybe those are the rules. Imagine how pissed those people who dedicated their lives to God and being good and earnest would be. Like they get there and they see fucking like the Night Stalker, like Jack the Ripper and, you know, Hitler. It's like, what is this shit? You guys are here? Yeah, it turns out it doesn't matter. It turns out everyone gets in. All you have to do is, you know, repent at the very end in the last minute and you get in. Fuck. Do you realize I didn't drink alcohol and do anything fun my whole life? Yeah, sorry. Here's your roommate. Here's your next door neighbor, Night Stalker and Boston Strangler. You have to live next door to that. Hey, would you guys shut up? I can't believe now I have to live next door to Night Stalker and just listen to him murdering people with a chainsaw and shooting them. Pfft, bullshit. He gets all the chicks. He stole my wife. Great. This isn't fair. Heaven isn't fair. Sorry. What is this? Trump is here now? Oh, God. He's giving a rally tonight? All right. Well, thanks for listening. And please subscribe, check everything out. I truly appreciate you listening and watching, and see you next time.